You're standing at the bottom of this massive mountain. It's huge, it looks intimidating, and climbing it seems totally out of reach. But here's the twist. You're all by yourself. No guides, no gear, just you and your willpower. Most folks would just give up and say, "It's too tough, I can't do this alone." But not you. You look at that mountain and think, "Just watch me." That's what real success is all about. It's not about having every resource or support system in place. It's about having the courage to take that first step and the determination to keep going. I've tackled my fair share of challenges in life, metaphorical mountains, of course. I'm not really a hiker, but I've faced some tough obstacles that felt impossible to overcome. And you know what? I did it all by myself. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to. I believe the sweetest victory is the one you earn on your own. Don't get me wrong though. I'm not saying you should turn down help when it's offered. That would be silly. What I'm trying to say is that you don't wait around for help to show up. You can't rely on others to make your dreams happen. At the end of the day, it's your life, your journey, and your mountain to climb. Let me share a story with you. When I was younger, I worked as a stock clerk at a department store, making minimum wage, putting in long hours, and seeing no real future. But I had big dreams. I wanted to be successful and make something of myself. Everyone around me would say, "Hey kid, you're dreaming too big, know your place." But I didn't listen. I couldn't afford to. Instead, I started reading everything I could get my hands on. I grabbed every book I could find. I'd finish my shift, head to the public library, and read until they kicked me out. Business, philosophy, psychology, you name it, I devoured it. I was teaching myself, getting ready for the success I believed was on its way. And let me tell you, it wasn't a walk in the park. There were nights I was so exhausted I could barely keep my eyes open, and days when I wondered if it was all worth it. But I kept pushing through because I knew that if I wanted to change my life, I had to be the one to make it happen. Fast forward a bit. A few years ago, I started my own business. At first, it was just me working out of my tiny apartment, but I had a vision and was determined to make it happen. I worked 16-hour days, 7 days a week, making cold calls until my voice was hoarse and knocking on doors until my knuckles were sore. Slowly but surely, things started to change. I got my first client, then my second, then my 10th. Before I knew it, I had a thriving business. And you know what the best part was? I did it all on my own. Every success was mine. Milestone, it was all mine. I'm not saying this to show off, but I want you to get something important about success. It's not about luck. It's not about who you know, and it's definitely not about having everything given to you. It's about having the guts to start, the strength to keep going, and the determination to finish on your own. When you rely on others for your success, you're putting your dreams in their hands, and that's a risky move because honestly, no one really cares. No one will work harder for your success than you will, so I say, do it yourself. Be your own motivator, coach, and cheerleader. When you reach your goals on your own terms and through your own hard work, there's nothing like that feeling. I can already hear some of you wondering, what if I fail? What if I try and it doesn't work? Here's the thing about failure. It's not the opposite of success. It's part of the journey to getting there. Every great success story includes failure. Achievement in history is always backed by a ton of failures. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He bombed thousands of times before he finally invented the light bulb. But you know what he said about those fails? He said, "I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work." That's the mindset of a real achiever. They see failure not as the end of the road, but as a stepping stone to success. When you're going at it solo, you're bound to hit some bumps along the way. It's just part of the journey. But here's the cool part. When you're on your own, you get to decide what failure really means to you. You get to decide how long you let something hold you back. You choose when to get back up and try again. And trust me, there's a lot of power in that. When you're not relying on anyone else, when you're not waiting for someone to lift you up or guide you, you become tough. You become unstoppable. Seriously, think about it. How many times have you heard someone say, "I would have succeeded, but my partner let me down," or "I could have made it, but I didn't have the right connections"? Those are just excuses, my friends. And excuses are. Building the house of failure means doing it on your own. You can't make excuses. It's all on you. At first, that might freak you out, but it's actually super freeing. When you own your life, your successes, and your failures, that's when you really gain control. I'm not saying it's a walk in the park. Going solo is tough. There will be days when you want to throw in the towel. Days when the climb feels impossible and the journey seems endless. But those are the days that really count. Those are the days when you look in the mirror and say, "I'm not quitting. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep pushing, keep climbing, keep moving forward." Here's the truth. Success isn't about never falling down. It's about getting back up one more time than you fall. It's about having the guts to face your fears, tackle your doubts, and push through your limits. When you do it on your own, you build a kind of inner strength that nothing can shake. You become the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Become unstoppable. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of not being good enough. It's all totally normal. We all feel it, but these fears can also be the biggest things holding you back from your dreams. It's like being trapped in a prison. It keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, stops you from taking risks, and keeps you from reaching your full potential. But here's the deal. You hold the key to that prison. You have the power to unlock the door and step out into freedom whenever you choose. You're making a strong statement. You're saying you won't let fear hold you back, and you won't let doubt define who you are. You're taking control of your life and creating the future you want. That's when the real magic happens. That's when you begin to see opportunities where others only see obstacles. That's when you find solutions where others just see problems. That's when you accomplish things that others thought were impossible. I remember when I first started giving speeches, I was so scared. My palms would get all sweaty, my heart would be pounding, and my voice would shake. But I realized if I wanted to make a difference and change lives, I had to push through that. So what did I do? I practiced. I practiced in front of the mirror, in empty rooms, until the words came out naturally and the fear turned into excitement. And you know what? The first time I got up on a big stage in front of hundreds of people, I was still scared, but I did it anyway because I knew that on the other side of that fear was growth. Success was the life I always dreamed of, and that's what I want for all of you. I want you to face your fears and say, "You don't control me. I'm going to do this, even if I have to do it alone." Because when you conquer your fears, push through your doubts, and show yourself that you can do it by yourself, that's when you become truly unstoppable. When you're chasing a goal on your own, there's no boss breathing down your neck, no team relying on you, and no outside pressure. Pushing yourself forward is totally up to you, and that's where self-discipline kicks in. Think of self-discipline like a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. It's about making yourself do what you know you should do, even when you really don't feel like it. It's getting up early to work on your business instead of sleeping in. It's saying no to a night out with friends so you can hit the books for your degree. It's putting in those extra hours making those extra calls and going the extra mile, even when it feels tough. Someone's always watching, even if it seems like nobody would notice. Success isn't about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do over and over again, especially when you're on your own. Consistency is key. I learned this early on in my career while I was starting my business. There were a lot of days when I just didn't feel motivated, days when I wanted to sleep in, take it easy, or even give up. But I knew that if I gave in to those feelings and let my discipline drop, my dreams would slip away too. So I made a choice. I decided I'd show up every day no matter what, rain or shine, feeling good or bad. I was going to put in the work. And you know what? That choice made all the difference. Success doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired, stressed, or feeling down. It only cares about what you do. When you have the self-discipline to do what needs to be done every single day, that's when you really start to see progress. I know some of you might be thinking, but it's hard to keep that up. Staying disciplined all the time is tough, especially when no one's around to see it. You're right, it's hard, but that's what makes it so important. Anyone can work hard when they're motivated or when someone's cheering for them. But it's the folks who can stick to their guns and keep going even when they don't feel like it. Those are the ones who really make it big. And the great thing about self-discipline is that it builds up over time. Every time you choose to do the hard thing, it adds up. Every time you push through when you feel like giving up, you're not just moving closer to your goals, you're also shaping who you are. You're getting stronger, tougher, and more capable. Before you know it, what once felt impossible becomes part of your everyday life. The hurdles that seemed too big to overcome turn into stepping stones, and you become unstoppable. But let's be honest for a second. Doing this all by yourself isn't always glamorous or thrilling. There will be times when you feel lonely, times when sometimes you question yourself and wonder if it's all worth it, and that's totally normal. Honestly, if you're not feeling that way sometimes, you might not be pushing yourself hard enough. Real growth happens outside your comfort zone. Just remember why you started in the first place and keep your eyes on the prize, even when things get tough. Every challenge you face and every obstacle you overcome is making you stronger and better. You're capable, and remember, just because you're doing this on your own doesn't mean you have to be alone in every part of your life. Surround yourself with positive people, read inspiring books, listen to motivating podcasts, and go to seminars that teach you something. Doing it alone doesn't mean shutting yourself off from the world. It means taking full responsibility for your success, growth, and life. It's about creating your own opportunities instead of waiting for someone else to give them to you. When you take charge of your own life, something incredible happens. You begin to notice opportunities where others just see obstacles. You find solutions when others only see dead ends. You accomplish things that people thought were out of reach. The only limits that really count are the ones you set for yourself. And when you choose to go it alone, you're also choosing to break away from those limits you've put on yourself. You're choosing to believe. Believe in yourself, even when nobody else does. You're choosing to keep pushing forward, even when the road ahead looks uncertain. You're taking charge of your own story and shaping your own destiny. There's nothing quite like that feeling of accomplishment when you do something on your own, tackle a challenge solo, or hit a goal through your own hard work. It's hard to put into words. It's pure pride, confidence, and self-assurance that no one can take away from you because you know it's all you. You know deep down that you did it. You confronted your fears, pushed through the doubts, and tackled the obstacles, all by yourself. That's the power of going solo. It's the strength that comes from relying on yourself and the confidence that builds from being self-sufficient. But I want to make something clear. When I say to do it alone, I'm not saying you should never accept help. That would be silly. What I mean is, don't rely on that help or wait for it to come. Before you start chasing your goals, remember that there are tons of people out there just waiting for their big break, hoping someone will give them a shot, or waiting for everything to be just right before they take action. But here's the thing. Success doesn't come to those who sit around and wait. It comes to the ones who take charge, who make things happen, and who create their own chances. When you shift your mindset to doing it on your own, you become proactive instead of reactive. You don't wait for things to fall into place. You go out and make them happen. You don't just wish for better circumstances. You make better situations for yourself, and that's when you really become unstoppable. No matter what life throws your way or what hurdles pop up, you know you've got the strength, skills, and drive to tackle them. When you do it on your own, you build a kind of resilience that's hard to find these days. It's the kind of resilience that lets you bounce back from setbacks, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward no matter what, especially in a world that's always changing. That's becoming more and more competitive, and that kind of resilience is priceless. It's what sets the doers apart from the dreamers and the successful from the average. When you're not leaning on others and are making your own path, you've got to keep leveling up your skills, broadening your knowledge, and bettering yourself. In today's world, if you're not growing, you're getting left behind. The skills that helped you get to where you are now might not be enough to take you where you want to be tomorrow. The past might not cut it for the challenges ahead, which is why I've always been a big reader. I've always looked for new experiences, fresh perspectives, and new ideas, because I know my growth is up to me. No one else is going to broaden my mind or improve my skills. It's all on me. And the same goes for you. If you want to succeed on your own terms and chase your dreams without relying on others, you've got to commit. To keep learning for life, you've got to always be on the lookout for new knowledge, skills, and ways to think. Read books, go to seminars, take online courses, and find mentors. Not because you're depending on them for your success, but because they can help you grow. Remember, knowledge is power, and when you're going solo, you need all the power you can get. The more you know, the more you can do. The more skills you pick up, the more value you can bring. The more perspectives you get, the better off you'll be. There are more opportunities out there, and I want to chat about something that often gets ignored when we talk about success: the power of habits. When you're going solo and don't have outside support or systems to lean on, your habits become super crucial. We are what we do over and over again. Like Aristotle said, excellence isn't just a one-time thing, it's a habit. The same goes for success. It's not about what you do every now and then, but what you do regularly, day in and day out. That's why I've always been I'm all about building good habits, habits that boost productivity, learning, and self-improvement. When you nail down the right habits, success pretty much follows. Just think about it. If you get into the routine of waking up early and working on your goals for an hour before anyone else is even up, imagine the progress you could make over time. Or if you read for an hour every day, think about how much knowledge you'd gain in a year. And if you make it a habit to push yourself, the sky's the limit. Step out of your comfort zone regularly. Think about how much you could grow. These habits might seem tiny day to day, but over time, they really add up. They can turn you into the person you want to be. And here's the cool part. Once you set these habits, you don't need willpower anymore. They just become second nature, part of who you are, and that's when real change happens. I get it. Some of you might be thinking, but it's tough to build new habits. It's hard to. Break those old habits. You're right, it's tough. But remember, we're not talking about doing this alone. We're talking about taking charge of your life, your success, and your future. That's never going to be easy, but here's the deal. It's worth it. When you build the right habits and set up routines that back up your goals, you're basically putting your success on autopilot. You're laying down a solid foundation for achievement that nothing can mess with. Let me share an example from my own experience. Early in my career, I started a routine of taking some time every Sunday to plan my week. I'd look over my goals, figure out what was most important, and schedule my top tasks. At first, it seemed like a hassle, but eventually it became second nature. And you know what? That simple habit has really helped me succeed. When you plan your week, you're not just reacting to whatever happens. You're actively managing your time, energy, and focus. You're making sure you get the important stuff done. Make sure your biggest goals don't get buried in the daily grind. That's the beauty of habits. They help you keep moving forward, even when you're not feeling motivated. They push you ahead, even when things get tough, ensuring you're always making progress towards your goals, no matter how small those steps might be. When you're not depending on others and are following your own path, your mindset becomes your greatest asset. Think of your mind like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow, whether it's doubts or fears. Negative thoughts will take over if you let them. But if you focus on confidence, determination, and positive beliefs, those are what will grow. When you're going at it solo, you really have to watch what you're planting in your mental garden. Stay alert about the thoughts you let hang around in your mind, because those will shape your reality. If you believe success is possible, you'll figure out how to make it happen. If you think obstacles are, opportunities often come in unexpected forms. If you see challenges as exciting instead of scary, and you truly believe you can reach your goals, you'll find the energy to push through tough times. That's why I'm a big fan of positive self-talk, affirmations, and visualizing success. It's not that these things work like magic to make your dreams happen, but they definitely help shape your mindset and train your brain for success. When you keep telling yourself, "I can do this," it really makes a difference. Make it a habit to picture yourself reaching your goals. Keeping a positive mindset, even when things get tough, helps you train your brain to look for possibilities instead of getting stuck on limitations. You're teaching yourself to spot opportunities where others only see roadblocks. And that's a real advantage when you're going solo. When you're not relying on anyone else and carving your own path, it's crucial to notice the chances that others overlook and to find solutions where they only see problems. I'm not saying you should be blindly optimistic or pretend that challenges aren't real. What I mean is developing a growth mindset, seeing challenges as chances to learn and grow. It's about believing in your ability to get past obstacles and reach your goals. When you're on your own, you're definitely going to hit some bumps in the road, face setbacks, and have moments of doubt and fear. That's just part of the journey. Your mindset is what will decide if these experiences bring you down or push you ahead. With the right attitude, a setback turns into a setup for a comeback. An obstacle becomes a chance to show your resilience. A moment of doubt becomes an opportunity to reaffirm your commitment to your goals. That's when you become truly unstoppable, because nothing outside of you can take down someone who won't be defeated. No obstacle can hold back someone who sees every challenge as a chance to grow stronger. When we talk about success, we often forget how crucial it is to take care of ourselves, especially when we're on our own. When you're hustling hard to reach your goals, it's all too easy to get caught up in working non-stop and sacrificing your health and well-being. But remember, your health, energy, and mental clarity are your most important assets. They're the tools you need to succeed. If you don't take care of them and keep them in good shape, they'll let you down when you need them the most. That's why I've always been all about self-care, taking time to rest and recharge, and keeping a healthy balance between work and life. Success isn't just about hitting your goals. It's also about enjoying that success when you get there. What's the point of making money if it wrecks your health? And what's the use of climbing the career ladder if you lose all your friendships in the process? Real, lasting success is all about balance. It includes every part of your life. Take care of yourself while you hustle toward your goals. It's great that you're going after them, but don't forget to eat right, exercise, get enough sleep, and make time to relax and have fun. Keep your relationships strong and do things that feed your soul. When you look after yourself, you're not just keeping your most important asset in check, you're also boosting your ability to succeed. When you're well rested, well fed, and in a good headspace, you'll be more creative, productive, and resilient. You'll be better all around. You've got to be ready to tackle challenges and grab opportunities, especially when you're on your own. You need to be at your best, firing on all cylinders and bringing your A game every single day. I know some of you might be thinking, I don't have time for self-care. I'm too busy chasing my goals. And I totally get it. I've been there. But here's the deal. Self-care isn't a luxury. It's a must. You can't just squeeze it in when you have extra time. Think of it like this. If you had a goose that laid golden eggs, would you just work it to death? Of course not. You'd take care of it and make sure it's healthy and happy so it keeps laying those eggs. Well, you're that goose. Your hard work, creativity, and ability to push through tough times are your golden eggs, and you've got to take care of yourself. So, as you chase your goals, remember to look after yourself along the way. Make sure you're taking time to recharge and giving yourself the care you need to be at your best. It's not just good for your health and happiness, it's also crucial for your success. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with distractions, social media, emails, notifications. There's always something trying to grab your attention. When you're working on your goals alone, these distractions can really throw you off. Remember, where your focus goes, your energy flows. If you keep bouncing around from one thing to another, you'll never reach your true potential. That's why I really believe in the value of deep work, being able to focus hard on one task for a long time. That's where the real progress happens and the big breakthroughs come. It's how you stand out from the crowd. Sure, anyone can work in short spurts or put in a little effort now and then, but it's the ones who can maintain that deep focus who really make a difference. Staying focused is key to getting amazing results. It's the people who can block out distractions and really immerse themselves in their work that make real strides toward their goals. And when you're going solo, being able to focus becomes even more important since there's no team to share the load. Everything falls on you, so you've got to make every minute count. So, how do you build this ability to focus? How do you sharpen this skill? Deep work, like any skill, needs practice, discipline, and a real commitment to getting better. Start by making sure you have a distraction-free environment. Turn off your phone notifications, close any unnecessary browser tabs, and find a quiet spot where you can work without interruptions. Then, set clear goals for your work sessions. What do you want to achieve? What progress are you aiming for? Having a clear objective helps you stay focused and gives you a sense of purpose. Next, try using techniques like the Pomodoro method is all about working in short, focused bursts with quick breaks in between. This way, you can stay really concentrated without getting burnt out, and it helps make deep work a regular thing. Set specific times for uninterrupted focus and treat those times like they're super important. Don't let anything or anyone mess with them. When you get good at focusing deeply, you're not just getting more done, you're also creating better quality work, coming up with great ideas and tackling problems more effectively. You're leveling up your game, and that's what makes the difference for those who achieve amazing success. It lets you get done in a few hours what might take others days. It gives you that extra boost when you're on your own. One thing people often miss when talking about success is how important it is to celebrate. When you're grinding towards your goals, it's easy to get so caught up in the end result that you forget to celebrate the little wins. Success is all about the journey, not just the end goal. If you don't take a moment to recognize and celebrate your progress, you're missing out on a huge boost of motivation and satisfaction. It's easy to get down on yourself when you're only focused on how much more you need to do or what you haven't accomplished yet. That can really drain your energy and enthusiasm. That's why I think it's super important to celebrate the wins along the way. No matter how small, hitting milestones is worth celebrating. Whether it's getting through a tough task or making progress on a long-term goal, take a moment to acknowledge it. Did you overcome a challenge? Definitely celebrate that. These celebrations don't have to be grand. They can be as simple as treating yourself to something you like, sharing your success with a friend, or just taking a moment to appreciate your achievement. The key is to recognize your progress and give yourself some credit for all the hard work you've put in. When you celebrate your wins, you're not just giving yourself a little high five in the moment, you're also building good habits. You're linking hard work with rewards in your brain, which makes you want to keep pushing even when things get tough. Plus, recognizing your progress helps keep things in perspective. It shows you that you're moving forward, even if it feels slow sometimes, and helps you see the overall journey to success. And when you're doing it solo, this kind of celebration really matters. Perspective is key because there's no one around to remind you how much you've accomplished. You don't have a team to share your wins with or lift you up when you're feeling low. It's all on you to be your own cheerleader and stay motivated. So, as you work towards your goals on your own, take time to celebrate your progress. Recognize your achievements, no matter how small they may seem, because those little wins matter. Winners build up your momentum, boost your motivation, and push you ahead. Before you know it, those little celebrations turn into big ones, and those small milestones become major achievements. You'll find yourself not just hitting your goals, but going beyond them. In today's world, we want everything fast. We expect quick results and want success right away. But the truth is, real success takes time. It requires persistence and the grit to keep going, even when you don't see immediate results. Immediate success isn't a quick race. It's more like a marathon. When you're going at it solo, without anyone to support you or hold you accountable, your ability to keep going becomes your biggest advantage. Just think about any major achievement in history, like the invention of the light bulb, the creation of personal computers, or the rise of great empires. None of these things happened overnight. They came from ongoing effort and the determination to push through setbacks and failures. That's why I've always believed in the power of sticking with it and pushing through, even when things get tough or the way forward isn't clear. Progress can feel slow, and people might tell you to throw in the towel, but it's that persistence that sets the achievers apart from the dreamers. It helps you turn challenges into chances, learn from your mistakes, and use them to climb towards success. And when you're doing it on your own, that persistence matters even more. There's no one around to help you when you stumble, and no team to lighten the load when times get hard. It's all on you. So, how do you build that kind of persistence? How do you learn to push through even when things get rough? First, you need a clear vision of what you're aiming for. Something so compelling and inspiring that it keeps you moving forward even when you want to throw in the towel. Because when you have a strong enough reason, you can handle just about anything. Second, you've got to develop having a growth mindset means looking at challenges as chances to learn and improve, not as obstacles. It's all about realizing that every setback or failure is just a lesson in disguise. Also, you should break your big goals into smaller, manageable steps, because persistence isn't about making huge jumps every day. It's about making steady progress, no matter how small. And lastly, you've got to build resilience. The ability to bounce back from setbacks, to pick yourself up after a fall, and to keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward even when the road ahead looks tough or confusing. The thing is, when you're on your own, there will be times you feel like throwing in the towel. Times when the challenges feel overwhelming and the obstacles seem endless. But it's in those moments that sticking with it really matters. How well you can keep going and stay motivated will shape your success in the end. Just remember, every major achievement in history was once seen as impossible, and every successful person had their struggles too. Beginners deal with the same doubts and challenges you're facing now. The difference is, they didn't give up. They kept pushing through, even when others might have thrown in the towel. That's what I want for all of you, to build that kind of persistence. Learn to keep going no matter what. When you mix that persistence with the other stuff we've talked about, focus, self-care, celebrating wins, and continuous learning, that's when you become truly unstoppable. That's when you start achieving things that others thought were impossible. When you make the impossible possible, that's when you really start to hit a level of success you never thought you could reach. And the best part? When you achieve that success on your own, through your own hard work. Doing it by yourself makes the win even sweeter. The feeling of accomplishment is way bigger because you know you earned it. You kept pushing when others would have given up, and you kept going even when things got tough. So as you keep striving, while you're working on your goals by yourself, keep in mind the strength of sticking with it. Every little step you take is still progress. Every hurdle you get over and every challenge you tackle makes you tougher, more skilled, and more resilient. And remember this: nothing can stop someone who won't give up. No one can beat you if you keep pushing through tough times. Nothing can hold you back if you're determined to succeed, no matter what. You've got that power inside you. Keep pushing through even when the going gets tough. You've got the power to chase your dreams and build the life you want, to become who you're meant to be. When you tap into that power and mix it with everything we've talked about today, the focus, the self-discipline, the constant learning, the self-care, and celebrating those small wins, that's when you become unstoppable. That's when you really start to see the results of your hard work. Work hard for the results of your persistence, the rewards of going it alone. Remember, my friends, success isn't just given to you on a silver platter. It's not something you can borrow or steal. It's something you build bit by bit, day by day, through your own hard work and determination. And when you finally achieve it on your own terms, there's nothing else like that feeling in the world. You've got everything you need inside you to chase your dreams. You have the power, the potential, and the ability to make it happen. Don't wait around for someone else to make your life happen. Don't rely on others for your success. Take control of your life, your future, and your destiny. When you tackle things on your own, push through challenges, and overcome obstacles to reach your goals by yourself, that's when you really see what you're made of. That's when you discover the amazing strength that's inside you.